In today's video, I am going to be breaking down James Wiseman's rookie season and some of the things that he did great and that you can also do great as well. So let's get down, let's check him out. I think he did a fantastic job this season. Okay, so in this first clip, he is coming down, and at this time, what he does see is basically an open lane. What I see is actually two different things. Myself as a player, I would have stepped out, taken a three from, of course, Wiggins passing that ball out. However, what James Wiseman does is actually very smart. He starts leaking out towards the side that allows DeAndre Jordan to come down and double team Wiggins. At this point, after he starts sidestepping slightly, he then gets that lane wide open, and then he attacks. Wiggins sees him at this point, and what does he do as soon as he sees that Wiggins is looking at him? He then starts attacking the rim, getting his hands up. This is very, very good, and you should do this as well. The reason for that is when he attacks that rim, now when he catches that ball, he can take 2 steps, 1, 2, and then he's able to finish strong. Now, even if you're not big enough or strong enough or old enough to dunk a basketball, this is still something that you can do. Go up using 2 feet. The reason why using 2 feet is important, you don't necessarily have to dunk the ball, but if you can have your back to these two players and you have basically that whole net to yourself, they cannot go over top of your back to block your shot, and this will allow you to get an easy layup off the glass, or of course if you're old enough to smash it down. Now off of this screen and roll, especially if you're a big man, setting that screen and then you're rolling off towards the net, and if your player goes up for a 3, don't give up on the ball and step out to the 3. This is very good. So he rolls towards the net, he is wide open. This could have been a lob pass over to him, he was expecting it. However, he doesn't give up when Steph Curry shoots it and steps out. You want to be there for that rebound, and that's what he does. He stays there, he reads that ball. He sees it's going to go off the front of that rim, and as soon as it hits that rim that first time, he gets into loading his jump, because at this point, he knows that if he can get that rebound, he can smash it quite hard on that rim, and that's what we see here. This is a very good play. Now here we have Wiseman out in the mid-post area. Mid-post is generally somewhere, I'm going to say roughly in this area, how I call it anyways, and his footwork here is absolutely phenomenal. So what we do see is he catches that ball, he catches it on 2 feet, and then he back pivots with that right foot, and then he attacks that rim. Now technically, yes, you could call this a travel, because watch. He catches it on his right foot, lands on his left, pivots on his left, which is now technically a travel, and then picks up that left foot before he even dribbles that ball and has that ball touch the ground. So technically this could be classified as a travel, but I can almost guarantee you if you do this fast enough like he did it here, now this is regular speed right here, you're not able to see that as a referee. So I'm telling you the right footwork here is to actually land on both feet, not right left, and then to pivot. Yes, great. And then to dribble before you lift that foot up. That would be the proper footwork here. However, it's fairly close and the referees never called it a travel. This will allow you to get straight towards the rim, and you can attack that rim just like James Wiseman here. Of course, you may want to go up with the 2 feet and go in for a layup instead of a dunk, but at least we're getting that footwork down, and if you can do this as well, getting your back to your defender, having your full front towards the rim, you're going to basically put that defender into jail essentially and not allow him to block your shot, and that's what we see here. Now this is just something really basic. He comes off of that screen, he gets that pass, that lob pass in. Now something that I do really like is he has another massive player coming down to try and block his shot. Now one thing that I really want you to focus on as a player, and I know this is a really basic thing, but keep that ball above your head. The reason for it is if you bring it down towards your waist and then go back up, at that point you're wasting time and it could get stripped by smaller guards coming in and whacking away. But If you keep it up high, it's a lot faster to get that shot off again, but also it's a lot harder to get smaller guards to strip that ball from you. Now this next move is really good. So he gets that pass into that low post, and he has his back to his defender. He catches it technically on both feet right there. He then back pivots with his right foot. He dribbles that ball. Now I'm going to tell you right now, that foot needs to stay on the ground until you dribble. You need to dribble before you pick that foot up. I've been called out on it on videos because I also do the exact same thing, because I know that referees cannot see that fast. However, if you ever get called for a travel, that's probably why. But what you need to do is dribble that ball really quickly, and then the reason why I'm saying that is because he pivots right there. Okay, so pivots, he should have dribbled before he pulled that foot up, but either way, he's able to spin off 1-2, and then he's able to make that baby hook. He's keeping himself away from his defender, and I'll show you what I mean here. So when he spins and goes 1-2, he has both hands on that ball. He gets his right elbow into the side of that defender. He's able to keep both hands on it so that that guard who comes down can't strip him. And then when he goes up for that shot, he has that right hand in the way so this guy cannot block it. And then he's able to finish with that baby hook left hand. Now, coming off of a screen, this is actually very smart. So when you've got a player who is in all-out attack mode and he is attacking the net. Now, what you should do, instead of attacking the net and rolling off towards the net yourself, you have to understand that not every single screen and roll is going to be having you attacking the rim. You as a big man these days also need to know how to shoot the ball and how to shoot the ball at a high level. Here he has his hands ready, he has his feet ready, he is getting ready to shoot this ball. His defender is way in the middle of the key trying to cut off this drive. We have a help side defender here who is right where he should be. He's essentially guarding two players. However, what we do see is multiple different opportunities. So this player is smart. He cuts towards the rim. Now, if this player was smart, he'd cut up to the free throw line extended. And the reason why I say that is because now if this pass goes out to James Wiseman, which it does, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a center and you can't shoot, your secondary option is going to be a pass over to this guy who's popping up from that corner. However, if you can shoot like James Wiseman, you can get that shot off and you will be wide open. Let's also not forget the fact that he is a great guard. He is looking up the court. He is a very smart player, a very big player, and he can take massive strides to be able to attack this rim. Now, this is on the Toronto Raptors against a really good defensive player. Fred VanVleet tried to get in front of him, but because James Wiseman was able to take a couple of smaller steps, like if he was running, and then as soon as VanVleet started to try and cut him off, he took massive strides past him, big steps, picked up the ball, 1, 2, and smashed it down. This was a fantastic play, and this tells me that James Wiseman is not just a regular center. He can play the forward just like Giannis, and he can shoot as well. This is why I think that James Wiseman could be an amazing player in 1 to 2 years. Once the Golden State Warriors get Klay Thompson back, this is going to be a deadly trio of players. Not to mention, make sure if you want to train hard, if you want to train like the best, make sure to go check out some of the links of the devices and things that I use with my players and in these videos down in the description below. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.